Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Just after I finished the In the Files video, guess what happened? The game updated, so now we can actually have a look at the IR93B on the live server. Now this is seen through the work in progress client, so if you want to get access to it, that's basically how you do it. What you do is you go to the War Thunder wiki. I'll leave a code in the description, which is the test drive link. If you're logged into the wiki and also have the game open, all you do is paste that link into your search engine and boom, it will appear for you so you can have a look at it yourself. This is the IR93B. It is the Romanian vehicle that is coming to the Italian tree as an event vehicle, and overall I'm pretty disappointed. I'm pretty sure this is going to change. I had a look at the data mine from Chabby about this, and to be honest, it really doesn't seem like a 9-7 aircraft, but right now it is. So the IR93B is a CAS aircraft. It's a strike aircraft that has access to some other kind of cool armaments, which are slightly different than the standard, which we'll go into. First of all, you got the X-ray. Of course, you got the pilot, so you see that you have CCIPs for bombs, rockets, and cannons. This is obviously really good. It has the SPO 10 RWR. Not sure if I use that in real life or not, but we'll have to see how that goes. The vehicle doesn't have access to a radar and has a pretty weak RWR, but I suppose at 9.7 that's not a huge deal. It has 2 of the afterburning Rolls-Royce Viper Mark 63341s, so hopefully these give enough power for this vehicle to have good acceleration, and then it also has the GSH-23Ls. Now the cool thing about these is they are dual-barreled, so you technically have 4 guns on this vehicle, and you have 400 rounds of ammunition. These will fire incredibly fast though, so you will run out of ammo super quickly, so short bursts is definitely the way to go. They'll also produce quite a lot of burst mass and force, so you'll lose quite a lot of speed using them, so just be a bit careful on that front. Now, let's have a chat about the armor. There isn't any, not a surprise. And defense-wise, this doesn't really have any. You're going to have to rely on its maneuverability. It doesn't have any countermeasures. It doesn't have anything like that. It literally will just have to rely on its platform, and that's it. Now, the secondary armaments is where we're going to obviously focus the emphasis on this vehicle, since it's a strike aircraft. It is an event vehicle, so you will have to research out all of these modifications, and it's going to be about 170k in order to do that. It is at rank 6, so it'll be good for researching rank 5 to 7, but everything else pretty much useless. This isn't a premium vehicle, unfortunately. So, let's have a look at these armaments that are on this vehicle. Did you know that you could do this, by the way? Kind of cool, right? Also, if you do this, it shows where the armaments are. So, this is all of the armaments on the vehicle. It has access to the A91 air-to-air missiles. Now, A91s are basically AIM-9Bs. And by basically, I mean right now they copy-paste AIM-9Bs, so they have exactly the same stats. So at most you have 4 AIM-9Bs from an air-to-air point of view, so basically the 23mm in the center, and then the AIM-9Bs, which is the equivalent armament to a lot of 9.0 and 9.3 vehicles. They're a lot faster than you, a lot more maneuverable than you, and yeah, a lot better than you. Where this thing shines a bit better is its secondary armaments. So it has access to some 500 kilo bombs, which are the BA500s. 325 explosive mass for the 500s is pretty standard. It has some 100 kilos with some 38 grams. I'll actually show you the aircraft, there you go, because they obviously sit on this. You can see that I don't know if the bombs are fully textured or not, but they do look kind of interesting. They do look unique in terms of it. Then you got some 250s using the centerline pylon, S-24Bs, of course, the big old Russian rockets, which are very good at overpressuring things, and with that CCIP, that'll be very effective. You got the S-5Ks, of course, which turn up as well, and these PRN-122 rockets, sorry. I don't think we've seen these before, and you can see that they do have nearly 10 kilos of TNT equivalent, and also 62mm of pen. So these are like HE bangers. So I don't know whether you take them over the S-24Bs, because of course the S-24Bs are much bigger. You do get more of the 122s, so you'll still be able to overpressure targets and destroy them with these. So maybe you go these, I don't know. It just seems like quite a low amount of them But obviously from an air-to-air point of view, you know, you have the A91s. From a ground point of view, you have some bombs, you have some rockets. But let's be honest, this really isn't a crazy armament, is it? It really isn't something that really feels like it should be at 9.7, which is why the BR seems really weird to me. Unless this is going to be one of those vehicles that's way lower in air than it is ground, and they just haven't put it in yet. But 9.7 for this? Like, doesn't that just seem wrong? It doesn't have any camos yet. They did add the loading screen to the files, so that's really cool. And they also added the decals. So all of those are in. We'll have a look at them later on. But generally, the main thing, obviously, is the plane itself. I cannot believe that this vehicle has access to kind of like this type of setup. Also, at the same time, you can take 11 minutes of fuel or up to 39 minutes, so that's actually really good for the vehicle, even with the additional drop tank. Everything else is pretty standard since it doesn't have access to a radar, so you only have the SPO RWR. I've got to be honest, like, I'm kind of disappointed with the armaments on this vehicle. You can see the afterburners here, very similar to some of the other vehicles that we've seen in the game. And it does have the leading edge Slash models, which are really cool to see. And yeah, just overall, we're gonna have to see how its like maneuverability does, but if it's loaded, it doesn't feel really nice. If we get rid of that, and obviously with the CCIP, you know, you'll be able to donk targets. They do individually drop, which is quite good, but no guided munitions, no guided weaponry, nothing like that. You're really struggling in terms of what you're going to be able to do with this vehicle. So, turn-wise, I mean, it overloads at 8 Gs, but it can hold the turn, which is fine. Doesn't actually lose too much speed in a turn, but that's because it doesn't turn very hard at high speeds. This thing will probably be more maneuverable at lower speeds, but it does gain, you know, decent speed at the high echelons. The cockpit of it is absolutely beautiful, by the way. It's one of the kind of crowning features of it. You can see here the actual like setup on it. I don't know if it moves or anything like that, but it looks really cool. You can see also the CCIP there on the aimer. But yeah, it does have an air brake, so it's very similar to a lot of other jet air brakes, so that's kind of set up like that. And I just don't know what to say about this vehicle apart from it's at the wrong BR right now. Like maybe that'll change. It'll have to change. I don't know if they're worried about 4 AIM-9Bs, especially since there's 9.0 vehicles in this game with 4 AIM-9Bs, so I'm sure it's not that. Maybe they have plans for like countermeasures for this vehicle. Maybe they have an issue with the fact that this thing, you know, is able to kind of go very fast, or maybe it just has too many guns on it. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense right now. And I'm sure in the coming days, we will be able to, you know, see different things and see what's going on with it. But maybe they're just worried about creating another Alpha Jet situation, where the Alpha Jet is pretty overpowered for what it is, and then, you know, things don't go as crazy. Or maybe it's just the common meme of, you know, Italian vehicles being way over BR'd. When you look at the G91Y and the YS, maybe that's basically what they're going for. By the way, that's how long you can fire the guns for, because you run out of them super quick. I'm still looking forward to this vehicle. I don't think this is in its final configuration, but I kind of want to see what's going on with it, because I'm a little bit worried if this is all it's going to get. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.